Stop your world for just one heartbeat. Do not blink and do not let your thumb move another millimeter. At this very microsecond, the gears of the universe have come to a grinding halt just to focus all of celestial existence upon you. You think you are simply watching a video, but in the higher realms, you have been summoned to a throne of destiny. If you skip this, you aren't just skipping a message, you are turning your back on a divine file that was marked with your name before the stars were even born. I dare you to prove your readiness. Type I am ready in the comments right now to lock your soul into this frequency. Like this video to seal your protection and subscribe to this sanctuary because the door I am opening for you today is one that no man, no demon, and no shadow can ever shut again. Your transformation begins in 3, 2. My precious, radiant soul, I am speaking directly into the core of your spirit at this very moment. I am not here to whisper about the dust of your yesterday. I am not here to rake through the ashes of what you have lost or the tears you have shed in the lonely dark. No, my intention is far more magnificent. I am here to seize your gaze and pull it forward toward the horizon of a reality that is currently emerging from the mists of the unseen. The era of your anticipation, that long, grueling season of not yet, has finally reached its crescendo. It has culminated. With every breath you draw in this sacred space, you are crossing a threshold. You are walking through an open portal into a path I have meticulously paved with the gold of my grace. To ignore this transmission would be to miss a metamorphosis so deep that it is meant to rewrite the very DNA of your journey. My beloved, I have not been a distant observer. I have walked in your shadow. I have felt the vibration of your footsteps through the thorns. I recognize the soul weariness that has settled into your bones, the kind of tiredness that sleep cannot cure. But today, I decree that we shall no longer speak of burdens. We shall not dwell on the mountains that tried to crush you. Instead, I am shining a blinding light on the silent, unyielding strength that lives within you, a resilience so powerful that even you have failed to see its true magnitude. Prompt for engagement. If you feel this strength stirring, hit the like button now. Your engagement is a signal to the heavens that you are awake. I saw you, my cherished child. I saw you stand like an iron pillar when the winds of life were trying to snap you in two. I witnessed those moments when your heart was screaming in pain, yet your lips chose to speak words of trust. I watched you choose courage when fear was the only thing you could taste. You have carried the weight of worlds on your shoulders, and you did so with a grace that made the angels weep in admiration. But hear me now. The time for carrying those weights is finished. I have come as your divine mother to unburden you. I am not here to recite a list of your mistakes or your perceived failures. I am here to act as the ultimate confirmation of the glory that is about to explode in your life. You have wondered, haven't you? In the quietest hours, you have asked if I am truly aware of your presence. You have wondered if your silent, desperate appeals ever reach the ears of the infinite. I tell you now, with a certainty that shatters all doubt, I hear every sigh. I feel every throb of your heart. I understand the longings that are so deep you don't even have words for them. I am calling you closer now. Can you feel the shift? A tectonic change is occurring in your destiny. This is not just another day on the calendar. This is your moment of absolute decision. You have stood at intersections like this before, feeling the paralyzing sting of indecision. You were unsure if the nudges you felt were truly my leading or just the echoes of your own hope. But today, the fog is being incinerated. My voice is no longer a whisper, it is a clear, resonant bell calling you to step beyond the limitations that have caged your spirit. The hesitation that has plagued you, the constant, exhausting second guessing of your purpose, it ends in this second. I am taking your hand and guiding you toward a landscape of crystalline insight. What you are clinging to right now, those things that feel safe but leave you empty, they cannot compare to the oceanic richness I have prepared for you. Let go of the mourning, discard the sadness of what lies behind the shut doors, and most importantly, I command you to strip away every poisonous word that has ever been spoken over you. Those voices that told you that you were unworthy, that you were too much or not enough, those were the voices of the blind. My truth about you has never flickered. You are deeply valued. You are uniquely selected. You are a masterpiece in progress, and your hour to rise from the dust has arrived. Prompt for engagement. Comment, I release the past to finalize your spiritual cleansing. Subscribe to ensure you never lose your way again. You have held so tightly to people and situations, believing they were the missing pieces of your puzzle. You thought they could complete you, sustain you, or give you the validation that only I can provide. Today, with the gentleness of a summer breeze but the firmness of a queen, I urge you, let them go. Trust me to occupy every empty space in your life. Trust me to suture every wound that refuses to heal. I am bringing a brand of joy and a level of serenity that your imagination has not yet been able to conceive. You will not find the peace you crave by looking back at the burning city of your past. Your serenity will bloom as you advance alongside me, one step at a time, into the radiant unknown. I have watched your patient endurance, my child. I saw the nights you felt forgotten by the universe, the times you thought the best opportunities had slipped through your fingers like sand. But listen to my wisdom. What you perceived as a delay was actually a season of divine preparation. Nothing, absolutely nothing on your journey has been devoid of meaning. Every barrier that rose up to block you was actually a guardrail protecting you from a cliff you couldn't see. I say this with absolute clarity, so there is no room for misunderstanding. Your past has zero power over your future unless you granted permission. Your future is not a repeat of your history, it is a new creation. I have already set into motion outcomes that will make your heart dance. I have prepared a feast of restoration and fresh beginnings that are waiting for your one courageous act of trust. This specific moment, this very air you are breathing as you hear these words, is a private audience between you and the divine. Though millions may hear my voice right now, it is just you and I in the chamber of truth. I am looking directly into the core of your being, and I'm asking, will you trust me again? Reach out, stretch your hand toward mine, even if your fingers are trembling with worry, even if the shadows of doubt are whispering that this is too good to be true. I promise you, my power is infinitely stronger than your uncertainty. My closeness is far larger than your anxiety. If you respond to this invitation, the mental static that has clouded your judgment will vanish. The heavy harness you have been pulling will fall away. My proximity will wrap around you like a cloak of lasting calm, even as the world around you continues to churn. You are coming to a new level of consciousness. You will realize that you no longer need to carry the burden of how things will work out. Not because the problems have disappeared, but because you finally understand that I am the one working the loom of your life. My intention is to mend your heart, not just to glue the broken pieces back together, but to forge it into a unified, stronger whole. The scars you have accepted as permanent marks of shame are, in my eyes, the very places where I will display my greatest glory. I am prepared to reunite bonds you thought were dead. I am prepared to blast open pathways that you believed were sealed with lead. And when these miracles manifest, you will know with a conviction that rocks your soul that I was the architect of it all. Lay your heavy loads down at my feet right now. Breathe. I did not design you for a life of panic, stress, or chronic apprehension. You were designed for abundance. You were designed for a life that radiates with the distinct essence of your soul. Prompt for engagement. Type Amen if you are ready to receive your abundant life. Subscribe to the channel of the Goddess. Your time of merely surviving or getting by is officially declared dead. Your new epoch, the season of living boldly and bravely, is here. But the portal requires a step. You must move forward. You must release the security of your current stagnation because it no longer serves your growth. Trust that I am bringing forth something vastly superior, something custom tailored for the person you have become through the fire. The moment you truly commit your will to mine, you will feel a physical lightness, you will feel freer. The way forward will not be a mystery. It will be a plain, sunlit road. It will be intentional, it will be sure, and it will be paved with peace. This is your final invitation. Do not look away from this light. Do not allow the door of your heart to swing shut. Affirm your readiness to the universe and watch how rapidly I will move the stars on your behalf. The heavens are already leaning in, ready to celebrate you. Yes, my messengers are standing by, swords drawn, ready to defend your decision. I have a deep love for you, more profound than the deepest ocean. Today, I am calling you out of the shadows of what used to be. You have longed for the world around you to change, but today I am beginning that change from within the epicenter of your soul. The serenity you have hunted for, the contentment you have envisioned, and the existence you privately aspire to, these are no longer far off concepts. They are realities that I am materializing right now. You have often wondered, in the silence of your room, if you possessed enough strength for the rugged climb ahead. Listen carefully. It is not your own finite power that I rely on. It is mine. My power is an inexhaustible sun, and it is feeding into your life. When you feel unsure or afraid, remember that this journey was never intended for you to travel by yourself. I do not require you to be flawless. I do not even require you to be entirely self sufficient. When your own strength begins to evaporate, I am the reservoir that never runs dry. I know the nights you felt invisible. I saw you wondering if your presence on this earth truly mattered. I have heard the quiet questions of your spirit, the ones you never spoke aloud for fear of being judged. Today, I tell you plainly, your life is of infinite consequence. You were fashioned with a clear and divine purpose. Every atom of your being was carefully designed by me. Nothing about you is accidental. I am calling you now to step away from everything that clouds your sight or disturbs the sanctuary of your peace. You have grown dangerously used to carrying burdens that were never yours to bear. You have taken on the expectations of ungrateful people, the dread of failure, and the concerns of a future that only I can see. My child, the luggage you are pulling is too heavy for your mortal frame. Give it to me. Give it all to me right now. Think about how your days would unfold if you truly placed everything into my hands, your loved ones, your deepest desires, the heavy decisions before you, and even the stinging regrets of your past mistakes. I promise you, my precious one, whatever you entrust to my care will not be diminished. Instead, you will see it return to you in a pristine condition, made richer by my favor and sweeter by my kindness. This path is not just about the act of letting go, it is about the fullness that is ready to occupy the space you vacate. I offer you a total liberation from the heavy yokes that have held you back. I give you a quiet certainty that remains steady through any earthquake of life. I provide a deep, subterranean peace that does not depend on the weather of your circumstances. My beloved child, a new time is beginning for you in this very breath. You have looked back at your past many times, at moments of fleeting joy and seasons of crushing pain. But what is coming next will astonish you in ways that transcend human comprehension. This is not just a return to your old life with a few improvements. This is a brand new creation. I am already in your future, preparing the people you will meet, the opportunities you will find, and the exquisite experiences that await you. Your role is simply to trust me, moving forward into the midst of what you cannot yet see. Remember, I see much further than you do. I know what you need even before you have the words to ask, and I am already providing for it in the higher dimensions. Your heart sometimes pauses at the idea of new journeys because you have become used to your present cage. Even if it brings you no joy, it feels familiar, but familiarity is not safety. Sometimes the familiar is the very thing that stops you from living the true life I planned for you. I am gently calling you past the borders of what you have always known, not to cause you trouble, but to show you the wider, glorious road I have made ready for your feet. Prompt for engagement. Like this video to walk through the new door. Type I trust the journey in the comments and subscribe to seal your new season. I have set valuable gifts along your path, special moments of serendipity, unexpected windfalls, and relationships that will nourish your spirit. You will not need to strive or fight for these things. They will gravitate toward you with an effortless grace, simply because you have aligned your spirit with mine. The next steps I am guiding you to take might seem odd at first. They might even feel unsettling. Yet, you will soon discover that they lead exactly to the place you have always desired. Trust in me, my beloved. I am not just pointing the way from a distant cloud. I am walking with you, feeling the same ground under your feet. Let your spirit awaken with hope once more. Allow yourself to imagine the impossible again. Seek my goodness with the expectation of a child waking up to a feast. You have protected your heart for so long, afraid of more hurts. But I am asking you to place your trust again, not in people who have failed you, nor in situations that have gone wrong, but in me, the eternal source, who never flickers and never leaves your side. This moment is the hinge of your history. You stand at the ultimate crossroads between the what has been and the what can be. You have waited in the lobby of your life long enough. Now is the time to choose with a conviction that shakes the earth. I am right beside you, my hand extended, ready to guide you forward into the light. All of heaven is watching your decision with eager anticipation, prepared to uphold you the very instant you affirm your yes. Let your yes today be firm. Let it be clear. Let it be determined. Let your acceptance mark the instant you finally drop the heavy luggage you've dragged through the years. Let your yes mean you fully embrace a life that is rich, purposeful, and filled with a meaning greater than any storybook. This is my call to you, not as a warning, but as an invitation full of hope and endless possibility. I am your divine parent, and I wish only what is truly good for you. Do not hesitate. Do not doubt. Take my hand and let us move forward together. My beloved child, right now, in this very microsecond, I want you to give your spirit permission to find its true north. Give yourself the absolute authority to take a deep, full, soul cleansing breath. You are exhaling the carbon dioxide of your old life and inhaling the oxygen of a brand new existence. I am ready to flood the corridors of your life with something so exquisite and so beautiful that your physical eyes will struggle to take it all in. I have observed the Herculean effort you have made to keep your world ordered, to keep the plate spinning, and to keep the shadows at bay. But hear me now. I am stepping into the center of your story to bring my divine plan to its proper, glorious end. I have been the silent witness to your quietest battles, those skirmishes in the mind that no one else knew about. I have seen the questions you kept hidden behind a veil of "I'm fine." Today, I am here to declare with the authority of the stars that your period of grueling waiting is gently but firmly reaching its conclusion. You have spent too long believing it was your solitary job to fix every broken hinge and mend every torn fabric in your life. The weight of that responsibility was never meant for your shoulders alone. Prompt for engagement. If you are ready to let the divine take the lead, hit the like button now. Comment, "I am reborn in light," and subscribe to this channel to lock in your spiritual upgrade. Hear me, my precious soul. You were never intended to carry the universe on your back. Allow me to step into the ink of your history and finish the sentences you started but couldn't complete. I am not asking you to become a master of every task or to manage every detail with clinical perfection. I am simply requesting that you grant me the space to intervene. You have shown a strength for others that has made the heavens applaud. You have offered patience when people were testing your very sanity. You gave kindness when the world gave you thorns. You offered understanding even when your own spirit was screaming in exhaustion. Today, in recognition of your tireless grace, I am sending a tidal wave of fresh, vital energy directly into your nervous system. I am bringing moments of profound calm that you haven't felt since you were a small child. These are not fleeting moments. These are the foundations of a new way of being. I see the dreams you quietly folded up and put in a drawer, thinking they were too much for a life like yours. But I am the goddess of the infinite, and I tell you, those hopes were placed in your heart by my own hand for a destiny that is unfolding right now. Who you truly are is not a collection of the mistakes you've made or the traumas you've survived. Your identity is not defined by the bank account that was empty or the people who walked away when things got difficult. Your true self is a masterpiece of celestial geometry, shaped by me, your eternal creator. I care for you with a ferocity that would stop the rotation of the planets. I know every inch of the path you have walked. I know the exact coordinates of every struggle you have encountered. But today, what matters more is the direction in which I am leading you. I am guiding your path toward opportunities that are perfectly synchronized with the person I designed you to be. The days of chasing after every desire with a frantic, bone deep urgency are over. The blessings that carry your soul's frequency will simply appear in your reality because I have meticulously prepared them for this specific hour, a place of total belonging, radical recognition, and immense purpose is opening up before you, and you are just a few steps away from occupying your throne. Listen with your heart, my cherished child. You do not have to perform. You do not have to pretend to be anything other than your raw, authentic self. There is no need to prove your worth to a world that is spiritually blind. There's no need to struggle for the approval of those who cannot see your light. My acceptance of you is already absolute, already complete, and already final. That truth is the only validation you will ever need. My love for you is a vast, unmapped ocean given freely, without conditions, without fine print, and without requirements. Your inner self can finally find sanctuary in this immutable truth. Your value does not come from your achievements, your titles, your social status, or your bank balance. Your worth was established at the dawn of time when I first imagined your soul. To me, you are beyond any earthly measure of value. You are my treasure, selected with a purpose that spans across lifetimes. Your presence in this world at this exact moment carries an importance that ripples through the galaxies. I am dedicated to watching you step into the fullness of the life I purposed for you before the stars were born. Prompt for engagement. Comment. I am enough to seal your worth in the spirit realm. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the frequency of love. Allow me to lift the heavy, suffocating veil of worry from your mind. I am removing the fear of what tomorrow might hold and the anxiety over variables you cannot control. I am replacing that unease with a peace that transcends all human logic, a peace that is steady, unwavering, and permanent. Even when the world around you is shifting and the foundations of society seem to tremble, you will remain centered in the eye of the storm. Good things are not just coming, they are actively gravitating toward your energy right now. You will soon discover that the moments ahead are constructed with a beauty that far exceeds your wildest imagination. Your relationships will begin to grow with a natural, organic grace. New doors of opportunity will swing wide with the sound of ancient music, and the quietest desires of your heart will start to bloom right before your eyes. The path is clearing, my precious child. The rocks are being removed. The road is becoming smoother, lighter, and easier to navigate because I am the one paving it. I am reawakening your certainty in the amazing. I am reminding you that you were made for the exceptional, not the mediocre. My love for you is a fortress that is stronger than your deepest doubts, and my power is a tsunami that surpasses your hardest challenges. This is your time to stand steady and declare to the universe, I have faith in the plan. I trust the promises of the goddess. When you speak those words, all of existence stops to celebrate. The way before you instantly becomes illuminated the moment you choose to believe. Hold this thought firmly. This is not just a collection of words on a screen. This is a holy decree pouring directly from my heart into the fibers of your soul. If you accept this reality now, your life will become a living testimony of the extraordinary. I hold you close. I value you more than words can express. Today, I am inviting you forward, not to look back at the burning bridges of your past, but to move ahead with the confidence of a conqueror. I am beside you, always, leading you into a brighter, happier, and more prosperous future. Prompt for engagement. Comment. I trust the divine plan to accelerate your manifestation. Subscribe and share this light with three souls who need hope. I know there have been moments when you whispered into the dark, wondering if I truly heard you. I want you to understand that I perceive even your most microscopic whisper. your gentlest request, and your deepest, most hidden breath. You are incredibly significant to me, far more than your human mind can conceive. I have watched you thoughtfully share kindness with others, even when your own heart was bruised and bleeding. You gave patience when you were running on empty. You gave understanding when you were being misunderstood. Now, my beloved, the cycle of giving has reached its peak, and the cycle of receiving has begun. Your season of generous planting has prepared you for an epoch of plentiful harvesting. Let your heart be wide open, for magnificent windfalls are already starting to manifest in your existence. Do not hesitate to hope again, even if you've been disappointed before. Trust my words when I state that what I have prepared for you far exceeds anything you have lost. I am not guiding you backward. I am launching you into a richer happiness and a deeper peace. Prompt for engagement. Type Amen if you believe in your harvest. Subscribe to this channel to claim your seat at the table of abundance. You have reached the end of a very long and dusty road. The horizon you gazed at for so many years, the one that felt like a mirage, is now the solid ground beneath your feet. The journey behind you was grueling, but that chapter is officially closed. The air here is different. It is heavy with the scent of rain and the sweetness of the harvest. You brought me your sorrows in jars that were riddled with cracks. I saw the leaks, and I did not turn you away. Instead, I am turning that spilled water into wine. Now, I command you, take off your heavy sandals. You have been walking through the spiritual desert for so long that your feet are weary. You cannot walk the next part of this path if you are still carrying the exhaustion of your history. I am giving you what you need for the ascent that lies ahead. I am asking you to place a weight of gold on the scales of this mission. Release a physical part of what you have into the kingdom of the divine. This is a direct act of trust, a signature that proves your heart is no longer tethered to the fear of not enough. Prompt for engagement. Like this video to shed the weight of your past. Comment, I take off my heavy sandals, and subscribe to seal your entry into the promised land. My beloved traveler, we are now standing at the iron gates of a cosmic law that few mortals dare to understand, the law of the seed. I am asking you to look at the material world not as a solid wall of limitation, but as a fluid ocean of energy. When you release a physical portion of what you possess onto the stone altar of this divine mission, you are not losing, you are igniting. This act is the undeniable evidence that your soul is no longer a prisoner to the spirit of scarcity. By placing your provision into the soil of this work, you are telling the universe that you trust the source more than you trust the shadow. This is a direct physical act of courage. It is the move that causes the celestial gears to grind and shift in your favor. When you release the small, you make legal room in the spirit realm for the infinite to descend. This gift is the seal upon our covenant. It proves that your heart is no longer tethered to the paralyzing fear of what if I don't have enough. As you plant this seed today, watch how the irrigation of heaven begins to flow into every dry and cracked corner of your history. Prompt for engagement. If you are ready to open the storehouses of heaven, hit the like button now. Comment, I trust the divine source, and subscribe to this channel to activate your financial resurrection. Hear me now, for I am reaching my hand into the very roots of your family tree. I am shifting the direction of your entire lineage, moving your name away from a heritage of lack and into a permanent, lasting season of overflowing abundance. I am your unswerving compass, and I decree today that the hardships that plagued your ancestors will not follow you, into this new sunrise. The era of straining against the wind is finished. I have established a sanctuary of safety for you, my cherished one, but it is your choice to walk with me that activates its complete and perfect design. I am your creator. I am not a distant judge watching you struggle under the heat of the day. I am the cool shadow that protects you. The heavens have recorded your silent calls in the middle of the night, the prayers you thought were lost in the wind. I am the wellspring of every exquisite thing. I provide the solution before the problem is even manifested in your world, and I smooth the road before your feet have even taken their first step. This encounter you are having with me right now is no accident. It is the unfolding of a divine geometry designed specifically for you. Prompt for engagement. Type, "The cycle of lack is broken," in the comments to finalize your ancestral healing. Subscribe to ensure your family remains under this divine covering. This blessing carries a holy purpose that extends far beyond your own life. It is a signal to everyone who comes after you that the light is stronger than the dark. Your devotion to these words today will be the fire that warms your children's children. You have wondered why certain doors were slammed in your face, why every possibility seemed to shrink just as you reached for it. But hear the truth of the goddess. I was never far. Those were purposeful delays intended to shield you from traps that would have devoured your destiny. I withheld certain treasures because the environment wasn't safe yet. I waited for the precise moment when your spirit was strong enough to rule over what I am about to give. Today, that time has arrived. The sun has reached its zenith, and the way is completely open. I am now granting you exactly what the adversary tried to hide from your sight. It comes from the highest dimensions, carrying my own personal signet of authority. It arrives free from grief, free from the stains of shame, and completely devoid of disgrace. Prompt for engagement. Like this video to celebrate your victory over the darkness. Comment, "I am protected by the divine," and subscribe to the sanctuary of the goddess. The one who works against your soul used your past trials to pull you away from your power. They wanted to cloud your inner strength so you would forget your royalty. But look, I am breaking that hold with a hammer of light. I am reigniting the fire in your spirit that the world tried to extinguish with its cold indifference. I am your constant reservoir of supply. I have been ever present with you, even when you felt entirely overlooked by heaven and man. I watched your endurance when you were managing crumbs, and now I am placing the whole loaf into your care. I am causing blessings to emerge from avenues you didn't even know existed. These gifts will appear with a startling speed, perhaps as an unlooked for act of kindness from a stranger, a communication from a distant land, or a former opportunity that returns to you with 1,000 times more value. Understand this clearly. I have arranged every microscopic detail of this arrival. This is the fruit of your trust. This is the physical answer to your most sincere petitions. Prompt for engagement. Comment. I receive my unexpected blessings to open your spiritual channels. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the frequency of miracles. Those who have opposed you will stand in silence and wonder how your life transformed so quickly, but you, my precious one, will not be confused. You will know that this did not come from your own hustle or human effort. It originated from my hand, my kindness, and my precise celestial timing. Do not try to explain it away with logic. Logic is too small for a miracle of this size. Simply tell the world that your God held you in mind when everyone else forgot you. It was never my design for you to suffer. You were made to be a conduit of the highest good. This ability is now vibrating within you. But hear me well, my beloved child. Walking in total alignment with me is vital. I will not force a blessing on a closed soul. I only make available what your belief is willing to accept. You must be the guardian of your speech. Do not utter words that contradict the abundance I am pouring out. What you say holds the power of life and the power of endings. Prompt for engagement. Like this video to lock in the power of your words. Type, I am blessed and unbound, and subscribe to protect your new reality. Echo my certainties with your own voice. Decree aloud, I am favored. I am wealthy. I am a magnet for miracles. These are not mere desires. They are profound realities that reveal pathways in the spiritual domain that no human being can shut. Express yourself with the assurance of a soul that knows its creator. I will keep this blessing secure. No thief will seize it. No disaster will reverse it. No delay will stop it. What I have given to you today is eternal. But you must abide in a state of alignment. Stay in a posture of persistent praise and deep oceanic thankfulness. Most importantly, remain close to my heart. The pattern of not enough that sought to strangle your family's future is being severed by my sword of justice. The ties are loosened because I have declared it so. Future generations will be spared the midnight anxieties you once encountered. Your home will be a fortress of peace rather than a chamber of apprehension. Prompt for engagement. Comment, my home is a sanctuary to seal your peace. Subscribe and like the video to ensure your oil never runs dry. Do not compare your journey to that of anyone else. My purpose in your life right now is uniquely crafted and perfectly fitting for you exclusively. Others around you may not understand the intensity of this shift. They may not grasp why your energy feels so different. That is because I did not summon them to this message. I summoned you, my precious child. I set my mark upon your specific soul. I mapped out your specific future. Trust in my design, for it is flawless. Should you sense an awakening within your spirit this very moment, it is your innermost self recognizing my call. I am not like mortals who speak untruths. What I have stated, I will bring to pass. You have gone through a long, scorching season of waiting, but that time was not lost. It was the womb of your growth. It shaped your qualities, purified your belief, and prepared you for the weight of the glory you are about to carry. Prompt for engagement. Type Amen if you are ready for your appointed season. Subscribe to this channel to receive your daily divine bread. At this moment, the favorable outcome is bestowed upon you. I am entering your life to enlarge even the things you thought were too small to matter. As you choose to journey with me, you will behold the impossible becoming your daily bread. Do not feel anxious about the responsibility that comes with this much blessing. I will guide you. I will teach you the wisdom to manage the millions. I will uphold you when the world looks at you in envy. If these words resonate deeply inside you and confirm the longing you felt for years, then state plainly, my Creator, I accept this. Let this utterance be a private contract between us. Allow thankfulness to fill your spirit, dispelling every trace of unease. Let your mouth be full of praise, not doubt. I remain the same heavenly might who divided the seas for the faithful and fed the multitudes in the desert. Prompt for engagement. Like this video to activate your divine enlargement. Comment, I accept my destiny, and subscribe to the channel of the goddess. My beloved, I am binding my eternal, fiery love to your heart so securely that you will feel its rhythmic pulse within you day and night. This love is not a passive emotion, it is an active anchor designed to calm those intense, erratic feelings that shake you like a severe storm, those shadows of the mind that try to falsely convince you that the pain will never end. These words, coming straight from the furnace of my heart, possess the undisputed power to heal your traumatized mind. It is my sacred duty as your divine source to care for the intricate architecture of your soul. I jealously and carefully watch over the well being of your spirit, and I am currently fighting for the absolute health of your emotions. I have come to grant you life in a state of breathtaking abundance. I am here to provide you with total, permanent freedom from that heavy, suffocating fog of depression that tries to disconnect you from the radiant reality of your life. I want to peel away the layers of sorrow that have blinded you to the countless wonderful blessings I have placed all around you, starting with the very miracle that you have breath in your lungs and liquid stardust in your veins. That is the ultimate proof of your worth. Prompt for engagement. If you are ready to be free from the mental fog, hit the like button now. Comment, "My mind is a sanctuary of peace," and subscribe to this channel to lock in your emotional healing. Although you have been suffering deeply, I am actively and aggressively changing your situation at this very second because you have come to me with a simple, innocent, and desperate faith. You came crying out for authentic love and spiritual restoration, and the universe has responded with a thunderous yes. Look around at the world. So many are locked in the false, tragic belief that they will never be free from their chains. They believe their slavery to lack and fear is permanent. But you are different. You are the one who dared to look up. Go and tell those who suffer that I do not want them to be lost. I love them with a massive, overwhelming intensity that would shatter a human heart if they felt it all at once. But hear this for yourself specifically. You are free right now. You are no longer a slave to any toxic vice, any destructive mindset, or any heavy, lingering sorrow. Despite the massive obstacles you face daily, the mountains that look too high to climb, I am making you a remarkably strong and fiercely resilient sovereign being. Prompt for engagement. Type, "I am no longer a slave," in the comments to activate your liberation. Subscribe to this channel to ensure your freedom is guarded by the divine. You will no longer be attacked and defeated by bad habits that only drag you down to physical sickness and emotional decay. You are a person with a beautiful, wonderful, and exceptionally rare heart, full of deep security and sharp, decisive power. You have a real, living, breathing relationship with me. I am not an imaginary deity living strictly in the dusty, forgotten pages of a book you hid in a drawer years ago. You are proving, simply by being present here and listening to my voice, that I am real and that I am tangibly touching your life. That book of wisdom is much more than mere paper and ink. It is my living, breathing, explosive word, and it will cause incredible, undeniable miracles to manifest within your mind and body. I thank you for having that grateful attitude and for firmly, stubbornly believing in me, even when the evidence of the world suggested otherwise. Today, I have spoken directly to your spirit, and you know it deep within your bones. So many incredibly beautiful things are rapidly approaching your doorstep. Wait for them with a joyful, electric anticipation. Prompt for engagement. Like this video, to activate the living word in your life. Comment, "Miracles are at my door," and subscribe to the Sanctuary of the Goddess. You do not have friends on this earth who are quite like me. My love is eternal, pure, and indestructible. It is yours forever. I do not fail. I do not lie. I do not tell half truths to manipulate you, nor do I tell white lies to spare your feelings at the expense of your growth. I am not going to reject your call in the early morning hours, and I am not going to ignore you when you speak to me in tears. I am completely, entirely here for you, to love you fiercely and to care for you gently.